He passed thanks to him. Look, even this is very important. If it had stayed in the middle, I would have gone for it. He moved all the way to the right so that I wouldn't go for it. This is an incredibly valuable move. If it stays in the middle, it affects everyone behind. That's why you moved to the right. I never looked to the left. I just kept going straight. What happened? The one on the far left was able to overtake me and so on. If there had been another car right behind the one on the far left, it would have gotten tense too. On the highway in Germany, especially abroad, or let's just say in Europe. Anyway, one selector. One selector means this. Brother, I see you. You can go ahead of me. I see you. But of course, how is it used here in Turkey? Flashing your headlights is used like, hey, don't get in front of me. Don't get in front of me. Look, I'm watching what's in front of me, but I'm also keeping an eye on what's behind as much as possible. Now I've put on my left turn signal. There's a guy in the middle lane. He chose to brake. That's also a choice. He gave me space. I mean, I signaled. I checked to see what the guy's doing, because my speed is still good. I'm not going crazy fast. We're going 130 to 135. So I'm watching, like, what are you doing? Because if you've come this far, there's no point in getting right up behind me. We're kind of understanding each other. So it's clear he didn't really intend to go that fast anyway. He's quietly following behind me. The guy all the way in the back. Now he jumped into the middle lane. What about the far left lane, Whoa. Someone's coming up fast on the far left. He's really coming, just keeps coming. He passed us. Thanks to him, look, even this is really important. If he had stayed in the middle, I would have had to pass him. To keep me from having to pass him, he moved all the way to the right. This is an incredibly valuable move. If he had stayed in the middle, it would have affected everyone behind him. That's why he moved to the right. I didn't even look to the left. I just kept going straight. What happened then? The guy on the far left was able to overtake me just like that. If there had been another car right behind the guy on the far left, you would have gotten stressed too. And so on and so forth. That's it. I really like this. I mean, I hope, let's say, our intention or the reason I talk about these things is to show that it's possible. Why? Aren't these people too? I mean, somehow with manners and decency, man, I've seen this car when I was going to work too. Gee. He must have passed me, and I must have raced him too. Now I've moved all the way to the right. Now I intend to give way to the guy behind me. Let's see what the guy will do. Yes, he's slowly overtaking me. Let him overtake. Let's see. The guy in the middle is kind of a hopeless case. Look, the decent guy doesn't move all the way to the left. He's just pattering along. It's gotten complicated again. It's incredibly complicated now, sir. I'm not going to push it there at all. I've thrown myself all the way to the left. Should I make another pass on the left? I did another left overtake. Damn! All right, let's see. Let us have a little fun too. No, Hyundai. But I'm trying to pass the Volkswagen in front of me. That's my intention. At least I've made my intention clear. Okay. I think there's a truck in the middle. Opel. Turns out it's an Opel, not a Volkswagen. Opel Astra. Which model year is it? 2015 or 2017? Now we're driving in the far left lane. As I said, when you're in the far left lane, always keep an eye on the middle lane. There's a Hyundai coming up behind me. The Opel got in front of it from behind. There's a truck in the middle. I'm going to switch to the right immediately. I switched far right. I managed to move to the middle lane. I'm not going all the way to the right because there's a slow driver there. The Hyundai is gone. The Astra tried to overtake me, couldn't, and fell in behind me. So let me do it this way, sir. Okay, nice. Is a Hyundai in the middle right now or no? The Hyundai ended up behind the Astra. Good. But you don't really need to know this much. I mean, there's also this a little bit. So what kind of person was the Hyundai driver? What kind of feeling does the Astra give? I mean, as a driver, at least, for example, the Hyundai comes, gets in front of me, gets behind me. What are its movements, really? Actually, every detail is important. We're in traffic right now, going at 130, 140. Every little detail, every millisecond matters. I mean, in certain moments. Now, there's a bit of congestion up ahead. I'm cutting to the left. I cut to the left and moved all the way to the far left. Honestly, I'm going past 2 for this car. Now I'm going to move to the middle lane right away. Until I catch up with the car in front. Was that a Hyundai behind me? They're gone now. I see as I get into the Astra. Wow. Look, that was an amazing move. Now, he just did it. Nice. Now, in Germany actually, flashing your headlights, look, what is this guy doing right now? How wrong is that? He squeezed the truck driver behind him. See, did you notice that? There's a car going very slowly in the far right lane. Remember I said there was a sudden congestion? That's because of that car. The slow car in the far right lane. That's the reason for the congestion. I always say this, going slow is actually more dangerous, man. Especially on highways like this, or on the E5, or even in Istanbul. Believe me, driving slowly is actually more dangerous. That's why accidents happen, you know? If everyone just flowed together in the 110, 120 kilometers H range, there would be no problem at all. Because, for example, the guy in front is probably going at 110 or 120. I'm also going at 120. But to me, it feels like he's going at 0. You know, there's always that thing in physics, relative speed and all that. That's why the guy is going at 80 there, is boxed in the truck behind him. Because that truck got boxed in, the one behind it got boxed in too. And the one behind, look, the Astra just showed up now that we're down to 120. He was already coming at 140 anyway. But look, for example, what am I going to do now? He's a guy who drives kind of slowly. Oh man, I know him. What does he do? How does he act? Now, there might be a build up ahead as well. Whatever he does, I immediately start thinking like, hop, hop. It just runs through my mind. Yeah, then look, the one on the far right, the one going with 80, squeezed in, and the one behind squeezed in the truck. The truck came into view. The truck wanted to come out. It intended to, the guy behind it hit the brakes like this, just tapped it. That was the fine, him hitting the brakes. I looked and thought, man, what's going on there? There's braking in the middle. I threw myself all the way to the left. If there had been someone coming at 300 on my far left, oh man, I would have just cut him off. So what happened to all of them? They're all connected to each other. That's why, please don't forget that you're connected to everyone else when you're in traffic, especially women. Don't stop in the middle of the road. Or, I don't know, don't just suddenly stop and say, oh, I missed where I was supposed to turn. I got confused when turning right. It's not just you who's stopping. You are always responsible for everyone. So if you are driving right now, you are responsible for everyone driving with you, maybe for 10 kilometers ahead of you and 10 kilometers behind you. Because God forbid, if you do something that say you stop there, could be traffic and it could cause a traffic jam for 10 kilometers. Could that happen? It is possible. That's why please think about this. Like, look, I'm about to do something, but what will be the consequence of it? For example, on the E5, I used to have these moments where I wondered, what if I just stopped in the middle of the highway and I stopped? Just think for a moment about what would happen if you did that. For instance, now a friend wants to get in front of me to my right and I left some space. Let them in, man. I mean, we're not racing here. This isn't the racetrack. Oh no, did you just cut in front of me? Oh my gosh, did you really get in front of me? Just let them go. It's not a big deal. It's not even worth talking about. Tolerance. Traffic is about tolerance. Traffic is life. Traffic is life. As you can see, even if nothing happens at all. I love traffic. I can learn something new every day. Of course, I also make some mistakes. It's not like I have an incredible 100 million kilometer driving experience anyway. I mean, I'm learning every day too. You can see I drive a fair amount. Look, that guy saw it. I was just saying this on the highway in Germany, especially abroad, or let's just say in Europe now. Anyway, when it comes to flashing your headlights, is it happening right now? Brother, I saw you, you can go ahead of me. Yeah, I saw you. But how do we use it in Turkey? Flashing your headlights is used like, hey, don't you dare get in front of me, don't you dare. But in Germany, you just do it once or twice, like tap tap. Well, then you say, no, daddy, I won't pass. But normally, a single flash of the headlights means, hey, I see you. You can go ahead of me. Just so you know. That was how it was today. It was nice. It was a quick, fast-paced, explanatory kind of video. I hope you liked it. See you in the next videos. Take very good care of yourself.